Hey, here with TheEZGZ. We're back out in the garage as usual. God, I love retirement. Every day is a Saturday. 2110 is out of the Baja, obviously. We put the 1800 back in with the single carb. So what's going on here is I'm trying to kill. I'm always multitasking, and I'm trying to discover new things, what's going to be the ultimate thing, and I will never reach it. This is what I enjoy doing, and it might seem crazy to some people, but we made some changes to the 2110, and I was anxious to put it in the car and see how those would work out. I am happy with the results. This is a perfectly good engine. It's probably my the most horsepower for sure. Gets the worst gas mileage, is probably the most fun to drive, but I'm telling you, and anybody who has had a high performance engine will tell you, it does not take long at all for you to get used to the power. And one of the dangerous things with these cars, Volkswagens, and having extra power is that if you don't upgrade the brakes and other things, safety things that goes along with it, you're going to find yourself taking chances. You're going to see a little gap in traffic and say, yeah, I can fit in there. And you're going to be doing things, oh, yellow light. Man, I'm just going to downshift the gear, punch it, and go. And that distance goes farther and farther. It's sort of gives you confidence that you can do things. But if you really look at it from a safety standpoint, you're reaching beyond what the car's capabilities are, and a lot of people, a lot of young people, a lot of people that think they really want a high performance car and have never had one or don't have the experience and maturity to handle that power get into trouble, and sometimes it's painful. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I take it out. This car, the engine was originally built for my sandrail. It had 9.5 to 1 compression. I was running aviation fuel mixture, and it's too expensive to run that combination, so I lowered the compression and I put on some heads that I had purchased for another engine. When they showed up, they were a lot bigger, a lot better than what I had anticipated for the 1800. So I decided to lower the compression and put those heads on this engine, and now I've had it in the car to see what that feels like, and you know, it runs like my 2110. I can feel it doesn't have the little bit of the poop edge came off of it, cutting down the compression, but I thought maybe I could get it back with a upgrade in exhaust, and since the heads were a little bit more magical, but I have come to the conclusion it really doesn't make that much difference in general overall. Now let's move on to the 1800. The 1800 was something I just recently built with inexpensive parts, and I just took it on a 4,000 mile road trip. Need I say more? It's proved its test. And I screwed up when I put this oil pump in. I left a bolt loose here and above it, and I forgot to tighten it. And once you compromise the seal, you're not going to get it back. So I have to crack the case and split it and clean it and reseal it and put it back together. Now, this camshaft that I put in here, I'm debating on whether or not to leave it in there. This engine ran so good over the road, but my cruising RPM was never over 3,500 RPM. 3,200 RPM I was going, keeping up with traffic when the speed limit was 80 miles an hour. I'm not even going to guess how accurate the speedometer is on this car, but I know generally as a rule people go faster than the speed limit, and I was hanging right in there with them on the interstates, and the car handled and drove pretty darn good. So I feel going around town, plus at that point I had the twin carburetors on it, and I was getting 27 miles to the gallon average for that 4,000 miles. I got as high as 30 and as low as I think 24. So I'm not sure what the circumstances were on that. Can't remember. But now that we're back, I am curious to once again try this single Weber. But this is just like research and development, and I'm not sure. This is a very old carburetor, part of a set that I got at a swap meet. I'm running, I believe it's the 28mm Venturis. This is an IDF 40, and I'm trying to run a carburetor that was set up and designed to run port on port in pairs. Now I'm trying to increase the load for this 1800. And like I've said before, maybe I've said before, local rumor has it that they won't work very well on small motors like a 1600 and even with the cam. Now this is an 1800, so I'm putting it back on and going to see if I can run it to my satisfaction. Also, since I have that oil leak that I want to address, when I go into the engine, I may take the performance cam out as much as I like it and put a stock cam in. Stock cam is just great up to 4,000 RPM. If you put heavy duty springs on, it'll probably go a little past that too. But that's the operating range. And I find with all of my cars and most of what I do, I'm not going all that fast. I want to go fast when the time comes. If you're out with some friends, you definitely want to do that. You know, you're always kind of racing. We're racers at heart. We like engines. We like performance. We're running non-stock stuff here. But I have a stock cam in this 2-liter engine with 1.4 ratio rockers. I did have the ratio rockers that I purchased, so if I put the stock cam in, I could add those ratio rockers. And it's because of the pulse influence that creates a problem anytime you run these center mount carburetors. So that's what's happening here. I'll keep you posted as developments continue. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out.